In early August 2026, streamer Asmongold reacted to footage of the mass crossing into Ceuta. He described the refusal to use force against people who bring children as emotional blackmail and stated that he would apply force to anyone, including women and children, because otherwise they would be used as shields. The reaction focused almost entirely on moral outrage. The underlying logic was largely ignored. Here's that logic stated cleanly. The premise that women and children are categorically innocent, non-agentic, and permanently exempt from the application of force in the context of illegal border crossing or related criminal activity is false. Treating them as absolute moral shields produces predictable strategic exploitation and fails as a deterrent. Agency is not determined by age or sex alone. Individuals under 18 and adult women can and do form intent, collaborate, carry out, and benefit from illegal or violent acts. Child soldiers have been systematically recruited and deployed in multiple conflicts. They have carried weapons, conducted ambushes, and killed. In Western jurisdictions, official crime data record 14 to 17-year-olds committing serious violent offenses that are prosecuted precisely because intent and capacity were demonstrated. Smuggling and trafficking networks routinely use minors and women as both participants and cover. The presence of a child or woman does not negate the underlying illegal enterprise. When a category of person is declared permanently off limits for force, rational actors will insert members of that category into the risk zone to raise the political and moral cost of enforcement. This is a straightforward incentive effect. Border crossing groups that place women and children in the front rank, or that send unaccompanied minors first, exploit the knowledge that Western systems treat force against those categories as uniquely illegitimate. The same pattern appears when juveniles are used as lookouts, carriers, or attackers because the expected legal consequences are lower. The July to August 2026 events in Ceuta supply a current empirical example. Roughly 72,000 people crossed. Spanish authorities stated that the large majority of adults returned. Approximately 1,100 to 1,340 unaccompanied minors remained because they cannot be summarily deported under minor protection rules. The Spanish government is transferring these minors to the mainland. Once inside the EU protection system, family reunification procedures become available. The protected status of the minor therefore functions as both an immediate entry mechanism and a subsequent legal pathway that can pull additional family members into the European Union, generating ongoing costs for reception, social services, education, and social cohesion. This is the incentive structure operating in real time. Moral and legal norms are not universal. A society that treats the deliberate use of children as human shields as a decisive constraint on its own force will face actors who do not share that constraint. Applying the stricter norm unilaterally produces asymmetric outcomes. The constrained party absorbs higher costs while the unconstrained party gains tactical advantage. If the expected cost of bringing non-combatants or of using them as cover includes a credible risk of force against the group, the incentive to employ that tactic declines. If the expected cost is near zero because the non-combatants function as absolute moral shields, the tactic increases. This is a cost-benefit calculation. None of the above asserts that every woman or child involved in illegal border crossing is a willing participant or a combatant. Innocent individuals exist. The logical point is narrower. The categorical claim that all women and children are incapable of collaboration or of being instrumentally used is false, and policies built on that false claim generate predictable strategic responses. If women and children are treated as universal non-agents exempt from force, then actors seeking illegal entry or advantage will systematically incorporate them into their operations, raising the political cost of enforcement while lowering their own material risk. Empirical observation of child soldiers, juvenile violent crime, shield tactics, and the current Ceuta pathway confirms that they are not universal non-agents. Therefore, the absolute exemption is not required by the facts of human behavior. and the deterrent effect of force is reduced when the exemption is absolute.